It's Zookeeper. We back at it. We got into a situation where Chief Judge James D. Peterson made false promises, to the humans who believe in God. He really made false promise to the humans that believe in God. And now the government got us in a situation where Chief Judge James D. Peterson that made himself a candidate to be a defendant and a respondent on the United States Supreme Court search warrant by the Zookeeper. And Zookeeper, he kind of different. He say the people, they just thought they was gonna play with Zoo. Laugh and giggle and have a ball off Zoo. This what happened when one of our women want to go to the other side. Want to go to the other race. Want to go hang out with the black guys they consider poor. I mean, they consider thugs, they consider losers, they consider bums. This what happened, this what we do to any one of ours that will venture off and go be with another race. And Zeus say he was approached by a woman from another race. And she was beautiful, gorgeous, more than wonderful, but she knew she was under false motive. And we want to shout out to Blended Cafe, Beloit Public Library. We want to shout them out. We got a situation where Zookeeper say, he come to the Beloit Public Library 2 days in a row. And it was a situation where Zookeeper kept screaming on his show that he was going to you and you was going to him. And we was in a situation where we was going to the United States Supreme Court. Nobody believed in Zoo. Everybody laughed and called him names. And Zookeeper say, just wait. Just give it one more day. Just give it one more second. Just give it one more minute. And what we finna figure out is Zookeeper say he way smarter than the police. And the police could not accept this. They say there was no way that Zookeeper could be smarter than the police. Then we happen to have a situation where library director, Zookeeper see he out there grooving. Oh, all the women loving it. They walking by, seeing they nurses, doctors, fake lawyers, library workers, everybody loving what Zoo do. They getting in the groove, they getting in the spirit, and then we had the Grinch to come out. And this the one before he stole Christmas. And no copyright claim on it. He just stole from the people. People get to realizing they got so many programs they should have had. So many public safety symbolism they should have had. Zoo get to talking about this, that, and the third. Cameras ain't up to code. We got this happening. We got that happening. We got this happening. We got this happening. We got that happening. We got this happening. But the human, stop it, rookies. The humans, kiss my ass, rookie. It's Zookeeper. The humans, they got their tight uniform on. Boots shining, all these things looking good. Everybody believing everything they say, but then behind the scenes, now it might have been a little corruption going on. And that's what Zoo kick in. He say Chief Judge James D. Peterson has illegally, without authority, made illegal court orders against R.Dot.Zoo. And R.Dot.Zoo say, we going to the United States Supreme Court by writ of search warrant. The chief, he just had to see it. He say, there is no way you will make it to the United States Supreme Court. It's only a limited amount of situations and cases that get there. And Zookeeper say he got something cooked up so beautiful, so wonderful. It's almost guaranteed to be a slam dunk in the United States Supreme Court under what Judge James D. Peterson did for the people. He made 25 to 24 pro se findings under indigency now. Poor people. He let Zoo show out, under the Poor People Act. And Zoo say he was showing out under the Poor People Act. He just kept putting them in and kept putting them in and kept putting them in and kept putting them in. and kept putting them in and kept putting them in and kept putting them in. And lawsuits was the thing. So Zuka, he kept putting them in. So we kept going through the robotic routine of let's see how far we can make this man go crazy because he's making a frivolous attempt as a pro se broke lawyer to try to take out the police. Can you dig it? This man is more than retarded. And we want to get a chief judge, most dubiously, most wonderfully, his props for on the record now saying that Zookeeper may had not, showed symptoms of being retarded. But see, when you're retarded to somebody, it's just because they understudied in the studies of the studies that you've been doing. And Zookeeper say we didn't get caught up in a situation where it seemed like, it appears from reality of Chief Judge James E. Peterson, happened to become a fan of YouTube and Zookeeper show. That he don't want to work for the people like he used to work for the people. Breaking his back for that tight budget. He thinking now, Zookeeper say, hold on, international travel, business district coding, we got polls that's leaning everywhere. And we want to give a shout out to her. Tonight, see, Gill versus Cons fight, it's Zoo. He say he run the show, run the courtroom, he run everything. And the people thought they had Zoo, in a trap that he couldn't get out of. He laughing the whole way through. And he say, God gives you the ability, to elevate beyond any demonic sidetrack. It's demonic sidetracking when they downright knowing that they demonically sidetrack and then they want to pretend like they some type of boss when they come up with some type of situation where they want to try to cut into you and then treat you less worth than you are. They want to treat you less than the human you are. That's than what God said you was as his child. You nothing. Let me show you why. And then they get the big teeth. I mean, they big teeth and they butt off. I mean, they big teething. They teething. Can't stop teething. And can't stop fake teething. And what we had was a situation where Zookeeper say he done so many shows about city codes and audits that now the police looking at the situation like, man, why I didn't think of that job? That was a wonderful job. But then we had to understand what had happened. Zookeeper say he had to take your imagination where it ain't never been. And we got a lot of these rookies, they stubborn in the mind. They don't never want to leave the city of Beloit. They never want to travel another city. They never want to go nowhere. All they business right here. They family business, they business. They never want to see nobody else delegating business. They never want to see anything. And as we talking about business, we want to talk about the insufficient light in this business district, if you will, as a zookeeper. He say, we got legitimate business. Legitimate. We got Asclepius laundry, coin laundry. We got checks cash. We got ACM. And we got no photo enforced artificial intelligence, say nowhere in the loop. We got nothing up the code. We came yesterday, tried to put up some fake chalkings. They chalked it, but then they forgot about that. She leaning hard. No, she got a gangster lean to her. And Zeus say it's a lot of these poles out here. Then it's a lot of business district codes, residential codes. Oh man, it ain't safe. So Zeus say, first we gonna work on business district. And Zeus say he happened to get to talking about business district coding, and it made so much sense to Chief. And every day he gotta wake up and read all kind of different situations, circumstance, the cause where people say they got a lawsuit, to be adjudged by the chief or by his understudies. And we want to talk about his understudies today because they have never seen nobody do this to their boss. Zeus say, God is everybody's boss. And we want to give shout out to God at tonight. And we want to give a shout out to 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter, verse 15. Study the word, divide it rightly, and show thyself approved unto God according to thy word in the land, and not man, because man will never understand the measure of your word when you really work it. See, it's got to be real work. Let's lock it in, rookies. 2 Timothy, second chapter, verse 15. Study the word, divide it rightly, and show thyself approved unto God according to thy work in the land, not man, because they won't understand the measure of your work and the measure of your worth and your educational backdrop unless they got to be touched by it, be graced by it, if you will. And zookeepers say, you know, him and the chief been delegating, wrestling this thing called artificial intelligence, wrestling this thing called the police violating policy under federal, state laws, jurisprudence of the United States Supreme Court, Court of Appeals in the Seventh Circuit. We really want to give a special shout out to naysayers, the doubters, and anybody who would stop you now unwillingly from accomplishing your goal. And zookeepers say he happened to have spoke on YouTube one time. You know, it's the one time, people. You know, one time. Zoo say, I'm the pastor. I'm a non-accredited lawyer. I'm a YouTube auditor. And I eat accredited lawyers for breakfast. And as we talking about eating accredited lawyers for breakfast, we want to most dubiously shout out the United States Supreme Court petition to search a word. We got a situation where we got 3 lawyers that's not trained nor licensed to practice in the United States Supreme Court happened to run up on Zookeeper, and he say he been dancing and shooting basketball hoops in the United States Supreme Court for so many oh my rookies, we miss the Zookeeper. He say he you know he the Michael Jordan of the courtroom, and no copyright claim to it. So Zoo say no, every day he was in a situation, you know, where he was court ordered. Now, see, you got to understand the significance of what happened. Zoo say he was court ordered by the chief to execute 24 separate lawsuits, and he told him he would not assign him a lawyer. And as Zoo got closer and closer to his presentation, if you will, of evidence, proof to claim, oh my, Zoo gets something like this, a dismissal. Illegally, just so they can hear Zoo get back on the phone. Say what he gonna do to him again. And tonight, out of all nights, Zoo say he got something that's gonna kiss you and never miss you and give you the tissue. They thought they was gonna give Zoo the tissue. And nobody can give Zoo the tissue. Nobody, rookies. So we in a situation where Chief Judge James D. Pitts, you know, he made a major impression on a few women in Zookeeper's life. You know, he made the wrong impression twice. And we want to clarify, Zookeeper never went crazy, baby. That was all for that bacon, baby. And a lot of women want to know why Zookeeper couldn't be faithful to them when he was in a situation where he was in a fake relationship with them, putting all legal protection on it. But Zoo say, he fell in love with this. Can you dig it? He say, no, he got approached, you know, by a little she want to play. You want to go on a date? And Zoo say, baby, you don't want to go on this date. I do. I swear I do. What? You, I swear. So she play like she want to go on a date with Zoo. And Zoo say, why you do that? Because now you done brought the old man out of retirement. Now Zoo didn't want this type of money. You know, Zoo used to your fast money. No, he want all your bone and coins and toys. But now today he toiling, see, because he got caught up in a match where he had to prove to some people who was invested in his, mental health, his financial well-being, his emotional, mental, spiritual education, his new way of life. They just could not understand. The zookeeper, the best pastor in the land. He say, we got caught up in it, rookies. The snot of it. It's the snot of it. There's no way he gonna be able to get me, Officer Bailey. She thought she was so protected. And we want to shout her out. She thought she was so protected that she wasn't gonna never get caught in her scandal. Oh, mask. Whoa. It's Zoo. And we want to shout out today's show. Today's show is focused on emotional closet. The emotional closet. We want to shout out Chuck E. Cheese, no copyright claim to it, but this is the emotional closet situation. We put all our emotions in the closet because getting to your dream and getting to your emotion is two separate things. Let's break it down, rookies. Zeus say getting to your dream and getting to your emotion is two separate things. Let's break it down. Let's distinguish the truth. And shout out to these people, Fairbanks Morse Defense Company. Zeus say getting to your dream and getting to your emotion is two separate things. So Zeus say he turned it down on the date. Baby, not yet. Only you know and I know what's happening. Only you and know and I know what happened in church. Only you know and I know what happened in the email. I'm trying to get to your attention of you. You say you wanted to help Zoo out, and then the chief was possibly supposed to be in there. But then we got him another chief, and it seemed like he was doing anything he could to try to disenfranchise Reverend Eagle Condemns man and make him seem like an incompetent, retarded human being for even trying to put a pro se lawsuit in on the police against police policy, let alone saying he was a grant writer and been to the United States Supreme Court on multiple occasions anonymously through his pro se endeavors as he practiced as a jailhouse lawyer and state and federal institution. Let's run it back. Zeus say it was a beautiful thing when Chief Judge James E. Peterson, tried to treat the zookeeper like the most deplorable human being when he got people really invested in why he ain't getting up going to work and why he done got himself entangled in 25 different lawsuits with the United States government employees from the Rock County region, from the city of Beloit, city of Janesville, and the township of Beloit. Why did he do this? Why didn't he just get on his Harley and leave town? That's what separates fake gangsters from real gangsters. And Zeus say, we in it. We in a situation, rookies, where we finna go to the United States Supreme Court. Can you dig it? Because we had a chief judge tell the zookeeper he was a goof too many times. And then he broke the laws. He manipulated federal law in order to try to get the humans to understand his point of view. And presentation communication rules the nation. But federal jurisprudence, Supreme Court rules, policies, processes, govern employee contracts. And we want to make sure Chief Judge James C. Peterson didn't foul out what he chose to deliberately say that he was smarter than Zookeeper. And Zookeeper say in prison, he spent over 25 years in prison studying employment contracts of judges, state and federal, the advantages and the disadvantages of being a judge. Zookeeper say he did this. while other people's playing dominoes and chess and spades and getting on the phone playing macaroni trying to hold on to their girlfriend. Zookeeper would isolate himself for years at a time, studying policies, processes, rules, and why not. It would be a good idea to be a judge, as the law firms was asking him to be employed by them. And Zoo say he ain't gonna be your slave. How dare you ask me to be your slave? I'm God's slave, rookie. It's Zoo. So Zoo say, we got caught up in a situation where Zoo say he think in civil law that he is smarter than the chief judge in matters on employment contract clause violations under the United States Constitution and under the United States Supreme Court precedent, local rules, policies, processes, custom act, traditional act, bylaws, additional laws, amendment, before slavery, and after slavery. And during slavery. We want to talk about that. And as we talking about that, we want to talk about Donald J. Trump not getting the opportunity to put an open records request in to find out how many missing people voted. Now, they missing. They not legally dead. The morgue ain't been there. Police wasn't involved. Ain't no death records to it. I want to talk about the missing people. Because for some reason, now they say Zookeeper was going to come up missing. Had he went on this date with this officer. And Zookeeper was a laughable matter because, Officer Bailey, she looked Zookeeper in the eye. When she chased him down in Walmart. She say, nobody going to throw no more blood on you. I want to go on a date with you. And Zoo say, we can't go on a date because we both broke. You a slave at the station, and I ain't got no job. How the hell we gonna be the next power couple? And we wanna give a shout out to all the power couples in town. Got the people so broke, but they looking so rich. Zoo, he say the power couples looking so rich, oh gorgeous, oh my, beautiful. But then the people broke. And Zoo don't understand these things. And let's get back in it. Zoo say if Donald J. Trump would have put an open request in, a competent one, not incompetent, rookie. We don't do incompetence. Zoo say if he had put a valid open records request in, see, under Zoo authority, and we know Zoo the king of open record requests. We got so many open requests pending. We want to make sure Chief Judge James E. Peterson pay attention to the next level of worship as we worship a true Christian. Because we won't make it. We gonna make it to the United States Supreme Court because Zoo say he been there a lot of times. And unfortunately, with the United States Supreme Court, all those employers really employed by employment contracts, they uphold because they know they pay and their salary is a lifetime opportunity. And they know the people that got them in office is a wonderful thing. And they know it's a blessing of a lifetime, and it ain't gonna happen again. And they know that now when they leave this earth, they gonna make an impact because all the decisions they make is of public importance, great significance to the public. And Zookeeper say, would it be a great idea, to create a new precedent, where a judge has shown bias to following the current president. Let's run it back. Zoo say, we got the open recs request in the skillet. We got other open records requests in the skillet. And we got whether or not it was appropriate now for Chief Judge James E. Peterson decide to play this game to try to make Zookeeper look like a fool in the courtroom and on YouTube when he became a fan of Zookeeper's show. And mysteriously and anonymously, he developed a bias now when Zookeeper did not kiss his rear end. And Zookeeper say, we don't kiss no rear end. When you call it foul, you call it foul. When you call it foul, you call it foul. And Zoo say, no, it was a couple of foul balls that got hit, but it wasn't called right. And Zoo say, from docket 21 CV 555 JDP at dockets 161 through 183. And we tried to get 83 in the night. No, 84, 85, 86. But for some reason, a shape or another, Zeus say he got into it with the library director at the Beloit Public Library. And now all of a sudden his IT guy or the IT of the computer is not functioning properly. And this has happened for 2 days straight. And these type of things, when they happen on more than one occasion, it might be a situation where conspiracy has occurred. Because zookeepers say he got the chief judge in the skillet so good, he never knew he was in the skillet. And the people from Washington, D.C. just said, keep doing your thing. I think we got enough, but can you do a little bit more? Can you dig? The people from Washington, D.C., they come up to Zoo. Can you do a little bit more? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I can give you a little bit more. I can show you why it was a bad idea to play with Zoo. We want to shout out any woman that would dare to go and chase a man down to try to drive him crazy with a fantasy, imagination of being with you. And Zoo say he had to sacrifice his life to prove a point. Not only do you not play with a man that's educated and treat him like he uneducated when you got some fake lawyers that's not even accredited to practice law, not even delegating law in the United States Supreme Court when we know we going to the highest court about this date because my imagination was stolen. When you steal imagination of Zoo, he steal yours back. And we want to shout out this legitimate business district with no artificial intelligent business district coding. We do. Business. Legit business. And we have nothing. We got some beautiful cameras up, but they ain't producing no money. Nothing is photo enforced. Nothing is generating back to the city of Beloit. Us being the brokest city, township per capita in the United States and Wisconsin. And then we meet Zuki. He claims to be a lawyer. He claims to be a pastor. He claims to be an auditor. And he claims that the city of Beloit IT system malfunctioned on him for 2 days in a row as if he was trying to log into his password. And he was on the phone with the people from Pacer yesterday while at the Beloit Public Library. And what has happened? So we got 2 days of activity, a zookeeper not being able to get in his file and file. Because we challenged Zoo. We said we wanted it. And now we run it. And that's the difference between a gangster for God and a foe for God. When times get rough, tribulation get tough. Some people that declare his name all day when they in good season. When he feed them good. Oh man, he feeding them good. Oh man, feeding them wonderfully. Can you dig it? Then, it come a dry season. They give up on God. God ain't real. Ain't no way God should be real. I could never be put in a situation like this. God would never do this to me. But he has. He tried to get your attention. And Zeus say he trying to get your attention tonight. We had a city of Beloit police officer named Victoria A. Bailey. She come playing with he having a ball, waking up every day. 15 girlfriends strong. We know we can verify this by phone record. The man just got so many women. They got so many schemes. And he got so much money. And then he come upset. He go out his house. And one of his little IT girls. We want to shout out. She's a computer hacker. So she let Zoo know all the games that can be played with the computer hacking. But not only that, we want to shout out Kitty. She told the police was trying to set Zoo up. But for what? She come tell Zoo. They don't like you. They say they finna throw blood on your cross. They gonna hurt you. I'm scared. I gotta tap out at this point. And Zookeeper say that's all he needed. And then Zoo get on his show one day. He say, I seen my baby today. That's her. He in the city of James. I seen my baby today. And Lord behold, Zookeeper go to church. We got the footage, people. Zookeeper go to church. Victoria got some boy, hugging up on her. Try to get Zoo back. You can't play with Zoo. In a church house. Everybody knows a rumor going around. You want Zoo. But then, Zoo on national TV, he say he found his lover, his baby, kitty cat. And then that upset Victoria. And then Zoo get hurt. Victoria run through the door. Who is this creature? Zookeeper. Zoo say he had to do it because, was it the love of it? Was it the struggle of it? What was it that Zookeeper say he had to do in the city of Beloit? Zoo say, prime example. He's a YouTube owner. He say we got no camera nowhere. Directing the traffic. And that's what it mean to be a traffic control director. Let's get to it. We got no camera here. We got no camera there. We got no camera here. No camera. Nothing. Nothing. Shout out to Fairbanks Sports Defense. And then the city of Beloit, they want to know why Zoo do this to them. They got something. They played with me with. Dangled it in front of Zoo. You want her? Do she want this? Zookeeper say we going to United States Supreme Court. United States Supreme Court is where we going, rookies. Because we wanted to play with Zoo. He 15 women up, 80,000 up, know so much jewelry, so many women. He come out, have a ball every day, but then now he broke. And he want to know why that happened. Because he was the smartest human in the whole town. We got no camera here directing traffic control. We got no camera there directing traffic control. And we want to shout out where we at. We right by the fire station, rookies. We want to know what lawyers, who did this to us. And now the police mad. We've been working on the tight budget for a while. And this man Zookeeper making us look bad. Oh man, this rookie making us look terrible. Who is Zoo? We want to shout it out. We want to shout it out, rookies. We got no cameras. Not one. Shout out to you, Fairbanks. Shout out to Fairbanks lawyers. Shout out to Fairbanks lawyers for not getting on the city. And it's something just like Trump did. Trump didn't ask for the missing people reports, open records requests, and the new evidence by search warrant. Trump didn't ask for all the people that's registered dead from all the police districts. This was just something he missed. Trump did not meet Zoo, but we've been talking on the phone. Or have we not? Zoo hitting you with that snot. He say, he in the city of Beloit. He having a goddamn ball. He say he can't get enough. Welcome to the city of Beloit Fire Department. Headquarters. Headquarters, rookies. And we want to see what happened at headquarters. We got so many of these boys in shiny boots. But then the police, the auditors in town, people, we want to, give a shout out to them. All the auditors. We want to and give a shout out to the Beloit Senior Fair. We want to October 1st, 2024, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Zookeeper. We want to shout it out, rookies. At Zoo doing his show. Beloit Senior Fair, August 1st, 2024, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Who is welcome. And we want to give a special attention now to the sponsors. You don't have to sponsor money. You can sponsor food. You can sponsor your time. You can sponsor your effort. You can sponsor like Eagle sponsor. And we want to give a definition to the word sponsor. And we want to see who this open to the public for. Can the public come and join? Is it locked out? Private event? We want to make sure we put up things. Is it email? Is it a phone number? Is it, what do we have here? But just a sign. It's just like this. We in the city of Beloit. We on White Avenue. We got no camera directing traffic. You know, it's Zoo. He say we should have been did it. Put him on YouTube about it. You got my baby at the station, Cowboy Indian syndrome. We got confused. We tried to tease the Zoo with her, but now she mine. Oh, she don't want to go on this date no more. She married. She happily married. So why she play with Zoo? And we have no cameras. And she works for this city. And no Beloit. Baby all in the uniform, physically running through doors, coming to high-risk situation. No high-risk situation. Look. You know, we want to shout that out. It's Zoo. Shout out to what we miss. White Avenue. Park Avenue. No camera nowhere. You know, it's money we miss. And under the First Amendment, guilt versus con, right, 6, 5, 8, 5, 30, 82, and 83, people, we could have got the chalking quick. You know, fixed. You know, come out here one day, the boys want to play, take their shirt off for a day, bust up the concrete, get the cracks out, put some new chalking in, get the arrows up the code. We want to talk about city codes, taxes, audits, wheel, tests, trustament, and we want to shout out the city of Beloit as they play with Eagle. You know, Zoo say, we want to shout them out. They missed it. No traffic control, artificial web design, no cameras nowhere on Park Avenue, White Avenue. And that's what Eagle do to you. Shout out to the City of Beloit Fire Department headquarters. Shout out to the Beloit College. And Zoo say this is why we need to teach the kids this new thing. You know, maybe they way smarter than Zoo Keep. Maybe they can come up with a thesis, a presentation, you know, to promote more people like Zoo. You know, the likes of people who not scared to speak up for their right. You know, the likes of people who really believe in God. The likes of people, if they ever get asked on a date by a beautiful creature, they will go to, war about it. No, baby, yeah, we belong together. Right now, I ain't in position. Just give me a second. And we want to shout out the business district coding. That's just not here. I mean, the lights ain't nowhere. You know, we got some free lights, rookies. We got business. You know, it's Fairbanks. People. Then we got the fire department, rookies. We just can't get enough of Zoo. Shout out to the fire department. We ain't got no real artificial intelligence, nothing in Beloit. But we broke. But we rich, though. We got a lot of these rookies that'll come out and, harass you in uniform. Well, what kind of programs you got for the homeless? How many artificial intelligence budget proposals you propose? Shout out to Fairbanks and Zoo. How many artificial intelligence proposals have you witnessed? And we want to give a shout out to Chief. He probably looked this thing up. He say, what the hell did this man say? He's an independent, non-business registered YouTube owner. He can't be sued, but he can be relegated by the government. But if he giving out more information than the government willing to give the public, and they like it, then he's saying something. And we want to give a shout out to the talent agent, Victoria Bay. We got cameras here, rookies, but no cameras there. The city people just didn't get it right. They was kind of slow. And we hate to admit it. No, Chief Judge James E. Peterson did not know when Zookeeper, got the bleach out his eye. When the pus stopped coming out his eye. When he took his shades off in the nighttime. That these type of things was going to occur. It's Zookeeper. He say, he wake up, he doing this thing. He trying to delegate with the police. He tell him he a grant writer. He telling me he sue police all the time. He get them all the time fired. He don't want to get them fired, but he will. And then they say, you can't read and write, boy. And the body cam come up missing. And that evidence would have got them boys fired so fast, for their transgressions against Ethan. But somehow the evidence come up missing. And the judge say, Zookeeper, we want to know whether or not you asked for the evidence. Well, let's see 21 CB 555 JDP at dockets 162 to 183. We tried to get in 84 today. And we know what happened. No, some type of scandal happened. We got to understand when we as humans, use the same tricks and the same people, it's distasteful. It's disrespectful, because Zookeeper say he's supposed to have been rich already. And Chief Judge James E. Peterson supposed to have been rich already. Traveling internationally. Refurbishing, if you will, business districts. Under this new thing we come up with called Artificial Intelligent Web Design Traffic Control Photo Enforced Business District Coding. But the water tower just didn't, it didn't grow. Because Zoo say he had so much new information for the government that the government wasn't even ready for the information because they had never heard of it. And let alone, police ain't trained to be YouTube auditors under Guilt versus Conflict 658, Fed 3rd at 82 and 83. So they have no idea what Zoo talk about. Then we got so many people say they true Christian. And they don't know they free exercise right clause. Thompson versus Home, 809, Fed 3376. Then we take them to that holy scripture. That sweet, holy, and eternal desire. That holy Bible we really believe in. We die for, we cry for, we beg for, we need the guidance of. A lot of these rookies don't know 1 Timothy 2nd chapter, verse 5. For there's only one mediator between man and God. So then spiritually, people got gifts that you will never know. So Zeus say he was spiritually challenged. And not only was it a spiritual challenge, it was a physical challenge. The flesh, he couldn't go in the flesh. Zeus say he couldn't get in the flesh of it because had he went in the flesh of it, he'd probably be laid up and broke. So he say he had to be steadfast and firm. And any woman who was interested in his growth and development, as he elevated, not from being a peon to a real boss, want you to visit him on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Dot.Zoo. We don't have time to talk. You ain't got enough education. You ain't never been to the United States Supreme Court by writ of such you are. And all the lawyers do say he went against, they not accredited. As he's not accredited, but they not even accredited, to delegate the Supreme Court. So we got to get new lawyers. So when we get new lawyers and they understand Supreme Court jurisprudence, then they going to fold because they know legally and lawfully they can't put another frivolous appeal in on something that's not appealable. You know, the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeal said that. You know, Seventh Circuit, case number 241653. You know, Zoo say June 28th, 2024. They say, Chief, we want you to reopen that decision you made on summary judgment. Just didn't judge right. And then the people got confused. They see Zoo touching the building, and lo and behold, the roof cave in. And we want to know why that happened. Was it God or was it the work of the devil? You know, they think Zoo the devil. I'm not believing in him. He believe in devil on this. And then Zoo take him to court. Ask him, have they ever been to the United States Supreme Court? Have they ever been to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals? Have they ever danced with the chief judge in the district court, Western District of Wisconsin? And we want to shout out the temporary location at Iron Tech. Four. Can you dig it? 654 3rd Street, Beloit, Wisconsin, 53511. We under new construction. And Zeus say all we had to do was listen to him. A storm was coming. It was brewing, rookies. You know you was out of code. You were cheating the people. You know you was saying you was up to code. And then, Lord, behold, you know, God spoke. The roof caved in. And the roof gonna cave in now. Zeus say, you know, rookies, we tried to. Every which way we can, even the chief, you know, throw a few dances at Zoo. You know, and Zoo say, shut up! Zoo say he laughed at the chief the whole time. Noah sick. Hey, chief, I might got a few dollars, I might not. But let me hit you with a little snot. You bound by employment law contracts that you bind to. You know, federal jurisprudence bind you into that. And if you go outside the alignment of your contract, and you can be sued for your bad conduct. You know, judges immune from suit, but now when they deviate, you know, federal Supreme Court rules, Seventh Circuit rules, then they liable for their conduct. And as we talking about conduct we liable for, we want to understand who Zookeeper is. Zookeeper say he wrote grants and proposal for the people who taught him how to regulate his emotion. And you know, it's nothing like a woman, a strong, independent, upright, fearless woman. You know, Zeus say he don't care what skin color she is. As long as she's smart, ambitious, she upright, independent, and fearless, and a stand with a man in the midst of danger and never fold on him. And Zeus say he thought he had that in Victoria. You know, she was real convincing. He was a manipulator. She said she was going to always be there for Zeus. And here it is, Zeus ain't got a bar soap. But he's still telling the lady, this for you, baby. You know, this for us. I had to teach you the right thing, the right way to see God. Don't get caught up in nobody else's scandal because they might have a legal situation going on where somebody told them now they can never be prosecuted for the conduct they do in uniform, whether it's lawful or not, based on the fact that they've been getting away with these egregious conducts on the humans for so many reasons, seasons, moons, and days and reasons. Zeus say we ain't gonna get caught up in that. What we gonna do is study the word of God. We gonna know God, and we gonna understand that there's consequences and repercussions for our actions, baby. And if you wanted to be rich, then Zookeeper say he might take your hand, slow dance with you, but you got to understand what you've done in the land. You created a conflict that only the United States Supreme Court can figure out because you were worth the date, but Zeus said wait, but then when you waited, and then you showed your hand, and it had nothing in it. You know, when it had nothing in it, it hurt. So Zeus said when it had nothing in it, it hurt. Then he had to bounce back with something to put in your hand. Make sure you understand the significance of what you have done in the land. You've created a conflict that only the United States Supreme Court by certiorari and petition can fix and address because we got a situation where we got two people that think they smart and now somebody got to be a judge stupid. See, only the smart people know we gonna be judged stupid when the smart people really get in. And the United States Supreme Court is so significant because we got 7 justices. They see all type of situations, circumstances, and scenarios. But we have never seen a scenario where the chief judge has illegally violated Supreme Court rule and Court of Appeal rule just to hear Zookeeper get back on the phone and see what he gonna do. And Zookeeper say today we got that Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals informal papyrus motion done, but we couldn't file it because somehow, shape or another, the IT system at the library had malfunctioned. And as we talking about malfunction, was it a major malfunction for Victoria Baylor to ask Zookeeper on a date? Should she had just let him go about his way and he just kept on sleeping with the women that he was sleeping with? You know, the most deplorable women in town. You know, ones with all the acne, all the drug problems, all the people considered crazy and blind and crippled and retarded and worthless, but they did know how to do their job. And was it a distraction for the good or for the bad? Now that we understand that Zookeeper not trying to play like he good. Let's run that back. Zoo say he faking like he good now. You know, he want to be in the likes of the company of Mark Zuckerberg, you know, the Donald Trumps, the Elon Musk, all the people that ain't even on YouTube because they don't want their wealth registered. They just so rich. But then he say we trying to get up in a new situation where we put baby in the mix, let the people know the tribulation, because if they cross Zoo and try to cross his baby in a situation, if she say she want to be his baby, then it's going to be a hell of a situation. Because if he go against the United States government about his baby, God damn it, you really don't stand a chance. So Zoo trying to let you know how important it is that we don't do nothing to Officer Bailey, but she got to learn her situation. And her situation is, baby, you play with the boss. And Zookeeper say he gonna always be the boss, but the people got lost. We couldn't see God. Zoo say it was artificial intelligence everywhere that should have been a loop, and we the brokest city in the whole state. But then we got the lawyers that's not registered. And we want to give a shout out to the government, how cold she is. You know, the government's so cold. No, the government's so cold.